Hey, what's going on, you guys? Josh back with another video for the Tech Butch Group. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. And today I want to talk about how to read the daily chart, right? So I'm not talking about how to read the daily chart when it comes to, drawing trend lines and determining support and resistance. I'm talking about reading the daily chart in terms of understanding the emotion behind the price action that you're actually seeing, right? So we're going to start from the top here. And first things first, we're looking at CAPR. We're at the 5-year chart. And as we can see, CAPR has a history of spiking, right? Now, it looks like the spiking usually happens at the beginning of the year, the first couple months of the year. But CAPR spiked up 3 times in the past. However, there's one problem. If we look at the volume doesn't exist, right? There's no volume in this past spikeability. And if we zoom in a little bit, we'll see that whenever it does spike up, when it has these big runs, it trades like 40,000 shares a day. So that's not something that we could take advantage of. That's not something that's significant for us because there's literally no volume on those days that it's actually moving. Now, if we fast forward a couple years and we come up to the recent couple of months, we had this big gap down, right? Now, there's probably a dilution of shares. They probably put some more shares out for the public. And we had this big drop in price from the $3 area down to the 150s, right? And then we faded off, faded off, faded off. And what happened was, I'm guessing is that since we're under a dollar, this stock was in jeopardy of getting delisted, right? Because you have to stay above a dollar in order to avoid penalties, in the stock market for a listed stock. So with that being said, the stock was in jeopardy of getting delisted. So for some reason, or whatever the case might be, it could be a promotion, it could be good news, it could be whatever. This stock gapped up and we broke above a dollar. We had a nice big spike, came back down, we chopped around a little bit, and then now we're having another big run. But we're over a dollar, right? A dollar's a new support level now. Now we're looking at 150 as resistance because it had trouble breaking above 150 these past couple days when it had this first big move, right? So it went above a dollar up to 150, got rejected. Next day tried to break above 50 again, it got rejected. Next day it broke above 150 again, but it got rejected again. And now we kind of faded off and we're catching a support at $1, right? So 150 is a key resistance area. Now the next day it perks up, and then after that it closes and it opens up at 150 and creates support. And then we get this big short squeeze up to the 266 area. Now what happened, right? Well, everybody that was shorting right here, right? A bunch of people were getting in short on this big perk up, anticipating 150 to hold as resistance, right? Because if you look back a couple days and a couple weeks, you saw that for 3 days in a row almost, you had 150 acting as resistance. So everybody's anticipating that on the fourth day, when we come up and retest 150, it's going to act as resistance again. So everybody's piling in short. And the same thing that happened in these past couple of days is the same thing that happened today, or I'm sorry, that happened on this day. It was just more severe. So people are thinking 150 is going to hold as resistance. It doesn't. It breaks 150 briefly, and all those stop losses get taken out, and people get stopped out at 151, 152, 153, all the way up to 160, and then all of a sudden we drop back down and we reclaim. The next day, same thing. People get stopped out at 151, 153, 154. We reclaim 150 as resistance. A couple days go by, a third time. People are shorting, risking off of 150. 150 breaks. We get those stop losses taken out. 151, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 160. Then we reject 160 and we reclaim 150 as resistance, right? So this means that all these stop losses are getting taken out in the 150 area. This doesn't mean that 150 isn't a key resistance area, right? So a couple days go by, we fade off. Again, we catch a base. I catch a support at $1, and then we perk up again. So volume increases slightly. We get this nice big green day, nice perk up. We close near our highs. So everybody's anticipating that 150 is going to act as resistance again. So all those short sellers who think they're ahead of the game, think they're so smart, they're shorting this stock looking for 150 to act as resistance. Now what happens? The next day we gap up above 150. And when the market opens, we hold 150 as support. So guess what happens? All those stop losses start going off. All those short sellers who thought they were the smartest guy on the planet, they're getting squeezed out, right? They're getting squeezed out, squeezed out, squeezed out, squeezed out, squeezed out. And then we top out at 168. And we pull back and we close at 225, I'm sorry. So we top out at 268, close at 225. Now what happens? 150 is now our support level. 250 is our resistance level. Oops, let me zoom back in here. Sorry. 250 is our resistance level now. Because we couldn't hold above that 250 level, we got rejected from it. And we know that the whole and half dollar areas are respected, right? And on the second day, we couldn't break past 250 and we got a big washout. We washed out down to $2 over and under. Now that's our support level. We bounced up, came back down, created a higher low, keeping above that $2 area. And on the next day, on this big squeeze here, all those people who were shorting, risking off that 250, got squeezed out, and we end up at $3, right? We closed at $3. Now, what's going to happen here, right? What's the plan, Josh? Well, if you look here, $3 is acting as resistance right now. Now, that could be a temporary resistance. That could hold as the ultimate resistance, so we could fall back down to $1. Who knows? But what I do know is that if this thing holds $3 as support on Monday, then we could see $3.50. We could see $4 as the next resistance area. So for me personally, I'm going to watch to see what the price action does on Monday. I'm going to look to see if $3 holds as support or resistance. If it holds as resistance, then I get in for a short, risking off $3. If it holds as support, then I buy it, risking off $3 as my support. And I see if I can get, 50 cents a share of profit, $1 of profit, because this stock already showed us that it can move $1 in a day, right? It already showed us that it can move, 50 cents with no problem, because these short sellers keep piling in and keep getting squeezed. So at some point in time, we're going to see a pullback, right? I mean, this green candle, next day pullback. This green candle, this big 2 days of squeeze, next day pullback. So we might see another day of squeeze and then a day of pullback, right? Or we might see Monday as a day of pullback. And if Monday comes and acts as a day of pullback and we can't break past $3, then I'm going to be looking to short that thing and take 50 cents of profit on it. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of depends how you look at it. It kind of depends how you want to play it. And it really just depends on your preferences, right? If you want to wait till $3 holds that support and then use $3 as a base to long this bad boy, that's fine. If you want to see $3 break and hold as resistance, and then you short it for a red day for a move downwards, that's fine too. But it just depends on what you're looking for, right? And based off the price action, based off this daily chart that you see here, you can draw up a thesis on what you think the price action is going to do. And based off that thesis, then you can look and see what Monday looks like. Okay, well, Monday it's gapping down. Monday it's gapping up. Monday it's holding that $3 area as support pre-market. Monday it's holding $3 as resistance pre-market. And based on what it's doing pre-market, based on what it does when the market opens, you can determine how you want to play and how you want to take your position. So that's basically it, guys. Hope that helped you guys out. Hope that gave y'all some ideas. I know it was a lot of information, but I wanted to try to be as detailed as possible in this video. So thanks for watching. Hope that helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.